guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today I'm going to read you the 91 Story Treehouse, Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. Chapter 5, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I've got to say, it's actually quite nice down here, especially if you like things beginning with the letter S. There are seahorses, starfish, stingrays, sand, shipwrecks, and a sign saying 20,000 leagues under the sea. I could be wrong, but unless I'm very much mistaken, and I don't think I am, it looks as if we are 20,000 leagues under the sea. Like I said, it's quite nice down here. The only problem is that I don't think I can hold my breath for much longer. I'm not worried though, because I've got a plan. Well, when I say plan, I mean sandwich. And when I say sandwich, I mean submarine. Yes, you read that right. I've got a submarine sandwich from our submarine sandwich shop. And what you probably don't realize about these sandwiches is that they not only look like submarines, they work like submarines too. Check it out. The submarine and sandwich features of a submarine sandwich. We climb aboard the submarine sandwich and I make my way to the control deck. The others join me. Come on up, everyone. Buttons! And I set a course for the surface 20,000 leagues above. What does this one do? Thanks, Andy, says Terry. Your submarine-sized submarine sandwich saved our lives. It sure did, says Jill. Where did you get it from? From our submarine-sized submarine sandwich shop, of course, I explained. The sandwiches are so big, it takes me a couple of weeks to eat them. So I keep them in my pocket and just pull them out whenever I'm hungry, or whenever I find myself deep underwater. I'm kind of disgusted and kind of glad at the same time, says Jill. I'm glad too, says Albert. I've always wanted to ride in a submarine. And I've always wanted to ride in a sandwich, says Alex. Goo goo gaga, says the baby. This reminds me of that song, says Terry. You know, the one about a sandwich submarine. Do you mean Rock Around the Sandwich Submarine? I say, no, says Terry. Twinkle, twinkle, little sandwich submarine? I say, no, that's not it either. What about We All Live in a Sandwich Submarine, says Joe? That always tops any list of top 10 songs about sandwich submarines. Yes, that's the one, says Terry. How does it go again? Like this, says Jill, and she starts singing. We all live in a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine. The rest of us join in. We all live in a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine. The day we sailed beneath sea in a sandwich submarine, singing a song about living in a sandwich submarine. We all live in a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine. Stop. A sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine, a sandwich submarine. Hey, Andy, says Terry. This is a really fun ride, and I don't want to complain, but it's getting really soggy in here. My feet are sinking into the floor. Meatball. So are mine, says Joe. The submarine must have sprung a leak, I say, but I don't know how. Submarine sandwich bread is supposed to be 100% waterproof. I think I found the problem, says Jill, pointing to the deck below. The children are eating the submarine. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Hey, stop that, I say. But we're hungry, says Alice. And it tastes really good, says Albert. I know, I say, but it's also a submarine, and you don't eat a submarine that you're traveling in. Everybody knows that. I don't think everybody would know that, says Jill. It's an easy mistake to make. We should probably all put on emergency life jackets. Where are they kept? I don't think they are any, I say. What about emergency lifeboats, says Jill. Does it have any of those? No, I say, I don't think so. Does it have emergency anything, says Jill. It's got emergency pickles, says Terry, holding up a jar. What's the use of that, says Jill. Nobody likes pickles. They're the bites you can take out of your sandwich. They're the bits you can take out of your sandwich. What about your emergency automatic self-inflating underpants, Terry, says Albert. Are you wearing them? As a matter of fact, I am, says Terry. Then how come they didn't inflate when you fell in the whirlpool, I say. Because I haven't got them turned on, says Terry. They kept inflating when it wasn't an emergency, and it was a bit embarrassing, so I turned them off. Some of the many times Terry's self-inflating underpants inflated in inappropriate situations. Car wash, pop. Rain, pop. Shower, pop. Mr. Big Nose's office, pop. Can you still activate them? I say. Yes, says Terry. I can operate them manually. Well, what are we waiting for? I say, everybody hang on to Terry. We'll be on the surface in no time. We all grab hold of Terry. Everybody ready? It says. We all nod. All right then, he says. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Whoosh. It's a wild ride, but within seconds, we are all floating around the surface of the sea using Terry's emergency self-inflating underpants as a life raft. When did you last wash these underpants? Maybe back in the 26-story treehouse? Yay, says Alice. That was fun. Let's do it again, says Albert. No way, I say. We've got to start paddling. But there's nowhere to paddle to, says Alice. Yes, there is, says Jill. Look, over there, a desert island. Goody, says Albert. I love desert islands. Me too, says Terry. Goo goo gaga, says the baby. Marooned. We paddle until we reach the island. I jump out into the shallow water and pull the others safely to shore. Thanks, Terry, I say. You saved our lives. Don't thank me, says Terry. Thank my underpants. Thank Terry's underpants, I say. You're welcome, says Terry in a high-pitched voice, which I think is supposed to be his underpants. What are we going to do now, says Alice. Be marooned, I say. That's what. How do you do that, says Albert. Easy, I say. You sit around on the desert island with no food, no water, no map, and no way of ever getting back to the treehouse. That sounds kind of boring, says Albert. Why don't we get rescued by thy ship instead? What ship? I say. That one, says Albert, pointing to the horizon. Albert is right. There is a ship. A big ship. Big nose shipping. Big ship. We all jump up and down and yell and wave our arms like a bunch of wacky, waving, arm-flailing, inflatable tube men at a wacky, waving, arm-flailing, inflatable tube men festival. It's not stopping, says Terry. Maybe they can't see us, says Jill. We need to start a fire and make some smoke signals. We collect a bunch of driftwood and use a packet of drip matches to start a drift fire. I rip one of the biggest leaves off of a palm tree and hold it over the fire to smother the flames. Then I pull the leaf away and a big puff of smoke puffs up into the sky, but the ship doesn't stop. It's not working, Miss Jill. They probably just think we're having a barbecue. Let me try making a message. I give Jill the leaf and she makes 3 small puffs of smoke that spell out SOS. Look, Andy. Let me have a turn, says Terry, reaching for the leaf. We wave the leaf over the fire and the sky fills with puffy smoke pictures. Terry, I say, how exactly are these pictures going to make the ship come and rescue us? I don't know, he says, shrugging. I just like drawing smoke pictures. You've got to admit they're pretty good. Give me that, I say. I snatch the leaf from him. There's no time to lose. I start fanning out a new message that'll leave no doubt what we want. Come back, you stupid ship. It's It's a pretty clear message, but by the time I finish, there's so much smoke that none of us can see anything. The day we were marooned on a desert island, and we tried to make some smoke signals to signal a passing ship for help, but we made so much smoke that it filled the whole island, and we could hardly breathe. Sputter, cough, 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 gasp. That reminds me, did you turn the oven off? Bark, 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 big ship. Do you think that's some kind of message? No, nobody messages with smoke these days. By the time the smoke had cleared, the ship is nowhere to be seen. Well, that's just great, I say. You think they would have seen all that smoke, or at the very least smelled it. Hey, sister, look at these old teapot I just found in the sand. That's not a teapot, this is Jill. I think it's one of those mysterious magical lamps that you rub, and a genie comes out and grants you 3 wishes. Cool, says Terry. I'm gonna try it. He rubs at the lamp, and smoke starts spilling out of the spot. Oh no, not more smoke, says Alice. Relax, I say. This is good smoke. This is magic genie smoke. Sure enough, the smoke gets thicker and thicker, and then it forms into a genie. Thank you for releasing me from my prison, says the genie. As a reward, I grant you 3 wishes. Fabulous, I say. Let's all wish to get off the island. No, says Albert. I want a lollipop. I wish I had a lollipop. Your wish is my command, says the genie. No, stop, I say, but it's too late. 1 lollipop, says the genie, handing Albert a large lollipop. Hey, says Alice. How come Albert gets a lollipop? And I didn't. I wish... Don't do it, I say. Don't wish for any more lollipops. For a lollipop, too, says Alice. Your wish is my command, says the genie. It produces an amortized rainbow swirl lollipop and gives it to Alice. Okay, that's it. Nobody wish for any more lollipops. But that's not fair. They got lollipops. I wish I had a lollipop, too. The genie shrugs. Your wish is my final command, it says, placing a lollipop the size of a dinner plate in Terry's hand. Go on, suckers. Wait, I yell. Could we please have one more wish? No way, says the genie. I'm all out of wishes and I'm definitely out of here. I wish you wouldn't go, I say, but it's no use. The genie disappears. You crazy lollipop lickers, I say. You wasted all our wishes on the lollipop, and we still stuck on the island. Look on the bright side, Andy, says Terry. We might be stuck on an island, but at least we've all got lollipops. I haven't got a lollipop, I say. Me neither, says Jill. Never mind, says Terry, holding the lollipop out towards us. You can have a turn of mine. Hey, is that another genie lamp? Says Albert, pointing to something in the water. No, I say, as it floats closer. That's just a bottle. That's so sad, says Jill. There we are in the middle of nowhere, and yet we still can't get away from litter. Hang on, I say, that's no ordinary litter. That's our way off the island. Is it? Says Jill. Yes, I say, we can put a message in a bottle. That's what everybody who's marooned on a desert island does. Did you say message in a bottle? Says Terry. I love message in a bottle. Bottles. Me too, says Alice. Me 3, says Albert. Me 4, I say. I grab a piece of drift paper and a drift pencil and start writing in a drift letter. Andy, Terry, Jill, Alice, Albert, and the baby. Desert island. The ocean. The middle of nowhere. Dear whoever you are, if you're like most of the person who find a bottle with a message inside it, you're probably wondering what the message is about. Well, it contains a long and tragic story, which is this. Unfortunately, me, Andy, and my friends Terry and Jill, and the kids we are babysitting, Albert, Alice, and the baby, have accidentally become marooned on a desert island. Could you please organize a rescue mission to come and rescue us as soon as possible? Thank you. In advance, your pals, Andy, Terry, Jill, Alice, Albert, and the baby. I roll up the message, slide it into the bottle, and hand it to Terry. He plunged the end with a drift cork and throws it as far out into the water as he can, and then we all impatiently start waiting for a reply. We wait. And we wait. And we wait. Until finally, after what seemed like millions of pages, but it's in fact only 1.5, we see a bottle floating towards us. Hey, look, says Terry, a message in a bottle. Yay, says Albert. Terry runs into the water to retrieve it. How exciting, says Joel. Who do you think it's from? From whoever found our message in a bottle, of course. He said it's probably got all the details of how they're going to rescue us. Terry uncorked the bottle and shakes the message free. It's from some people just like us, he says. Same names and everything, and they're moving on a desert island too. Terry, I say. Hang on, Andy, he says. I haven't finished reading the letter. It says here they need help. I know, I say. How? Because it's us, I say. It's our bottle and our letter. It just floated away and then floated back again. Says Jill, and maybe the bottle just floated away and then came back because this desert island is your desert island? What do you mean, our desert island? I say, the new desert island level in your treehouse, says Jill. Oh yeah, I say, I forgot we had one. Well, there's an easy way to find out if that's where we are, says Jill. We can climb the tree and look. What? So we climbed to the top of the tree, and guess what? It is our desert island. We've been in the treehouse the whole time. Terry reaches up for a vine that is hanging above us. Grab onto this, he says, and we can all swing up to the next level. Whee! Says Alice as we swing through the air. I love swinging, says Albert. Goo goo gaga, says the baby. We land in the kitchen. I'm glad we're all safe again, says Jill. I've got to go home now and feed my animals, but I'll come back as soon as I can to help you with the babysitting. In the meantime, keep a close eye on Alice, Albert, and the baby. And whatever you do, don't let them out of your sight. Don't worry about that, Jill, I say. We learned our lesson. I'm going to draw up a babysitting roster so that one of us is watching them at all times. Great idea, says Jill. See you later. What are we going to do while you do the roaster? Says Alice. Here's a color by numbers coloring sheet I prepared earlier. Sister, yay, says Albert. I love coloring in. The kids start coloring in, and Terry and I get started on a roaster. You can color in the pictures too, readers, if you would like. I think we should take turns looking after the kids, I say. I say, how about I do the first 5 minutes and then I take a 10-minute break, and while I'm on my break you watch them for 10 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break, and then we just repeat that pattern until we're done. That's not fair, says Terry. You're only working 5 minutes at a time and taking 10-minute breaks, and I'm working 10 minutes at a time and only getting 5 minutes breaks. Oops, I say, my mistake. What about we each work for 5 minutes and each take 10-minute breaks? That's better and fairer than the first roaster, says Terry, but it means we won't get to spend much time together. I say, let me see. I know, perhaps we could do our first 5 minutes at the same time, and then we can take our breaks together. Perfect, says Terry. You're really gonna roaster us, Andy. Thanks, I say. Let's get started right away. Kids, says Terry. Andy done a really good roast. We're ready to start babysitting now. Kids, Andy, they're gone. Oh no, I say, not again. If only they'd waited until we finished our rooster, this would never have happened. Let's go straight to Madam Know-It-All and find out where they are before they get into trouble again. We climb the tree as fast as we can and burst into Madam Know-It-All's tent. Aha, she says. I knew. There's no time for that, I say. Please tell us where the kids are, and if you could skip this cryptic rhyme, we really appreciate it. We're in kind of a hurry. I know, says Madam Know-It-All. I know you don't have time, but I always do a rhyme, so here's your cryptic clue. Marriage Mump. P-U. Barbage Bump, I say. No, she says. Farge Brump, says Terry. No, she says. Zabra Zump. I say, oh, for goodness sake, says Madam Know-It-All. It's a garbage dump, you dum-dums. The kids are at the garbage dump. So that's the end of this channel. If you liked it, please click many likes and subscribe reading. Thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!